Hello. I hope this is really going out live right now. Okay, hi. Right, I hope some of you are following. Okay, currently, let me just see. I'm not sure whether I know how to use this laptop though. Right, so it's like someone just stream, okay, whether it is going live for me right now or not, okay. If like in case if any one of you who are tuning in right now, okay, do let me know if you can hear me and you can see me clearly, okay. I guess that yeah, it is going live right now, okay. Right, so I'm sitting here tonight itself, okay. Sorry for the delay, okay. We are slightly behind time, all right, as like we just finished the workshop today and we went out for dinner, and yeah, we are pretty caught up, and then just home, okay. And it's like technical issues, we are delayed by about 10 minutes, okay? So I really hope, okay, this is not our normal like Wednesday Facebook Live, okay? It is 10 o'clock, I know it's quite late here, okay? I just hope that some of you will be there, okay, tuning into the live right now, right? Where tonight's session itself, I will be in a way sharing with you some of the contents that I've only shared privately before, okay, right, in our special Zoom sessions and also in our recent Power Up, I would say, masterclass itself, okay, which was streamed in January, where we have the outlook of the month. All right, so we have the monthly outlook shared during the sessions, and I personally find it very interesting in the sense that because some of the outlook, all right, as in like when I look back into the hexagram and whatever recorded sharings that I've done, okay, the outlook itself is in a way unfolding what exactly that is going on, okay, in the world news right now, okay. So I thought tonight's sessions itself is like, it's for sharing purposes, it's for educational purposes, right? For people who are enthusiasts into like hexagrams, I Ching, predictions, Chinese astrology, right? Maybe you can come in here and learn together, okay? But meanwhile, if there's any of you who are tuning in right now, do let me know if you can hear me clearly, if you can see the screen clearly. Do drop me a message into the comment, right? So that at least I know, okay, there's someone tuning in right now, okay, out there. And if you're here with me, all right, I will really like love, okay, to ask you to help me to share this session out, right, in your page itself so that it can reach out to more people. All right. So again, for those of you who have just joined me tonight it's all on April's outlook, okay, 2025. Not only on April, I will share, okay, also a snippets on like March outlook, okay, based on hexagram itself, okay, all based on the tariff tensions, okay, and also what are the hidden opportunities, what are the reminders, what are the messages, okay, that we have to pay attention to. Finally, I see that the comments are coming in. Ruby Wong say, yep, it's all good. Okay, Marianne, nice to see you again here. Okay, after today's session, as you can hear, it's like I'm losing a bit of my voice, all right? Trey Ling is here. Okay, thank you. Nice to see you. Dana Bar. Okay, Lisa Yu. All right, loud and clear. Okay, good. Su Ling. All right, Su Ling, you're the Su Ling who joined today's session as well, right? It's a Awakening Oracle session. All right, so thank you for being with me. All right, so first of all, right, I would really love that if you can help me to share this session out, okay, to on your page itself, just like and share it out so that it can reach out to more people so that all of us can learn together. So let me just brief you how is this going to work. As you can see, I'm seated down, right? Normally, it's like when I do my Facebook Live nowadays, it's like we do it standing up. I'm seated down is because, right, parts of the sessions itself will be a replay. Hi, Susim. Okay, thank you for joining us, okay? Part of the replay itself will be on, like, part of the sharing tonight will be on the replay of whatever, okay, that I've shared since last year. A lot of information I've shared since last year, mid-year talk, then followed by that manifest by precision, okay, in December, okay, early December itself, or mid-December, okay, that I've shared about it. Then follow up with Power Up in January itself, and you can see that the things are building up eventually, and the things are really going, okay, to the directions of whatever that is predicted or seen, okay, in the charts or in the hexagram. So I thought that, all right, I have this calling that I have to extract this 2 months hexagram, even though it is, of course, like paid information. A lot of you have joined Power Up, okay, for all this information. But I really feel the urge, okay, to extract just this 2 months itself, okay, partially of March and partially of April, to share with everyone so that at least everyone has a heads up, okay, on what's upcoming, okay, what to expect and what to refrain ourselves, what to remind ourselves to take care of, to beware of, and to be careful of as well. All right, so did we manage to find the iPad? No. Wow, interesting. All right. Okay. Anyway, yeah. All right, so here, okay, right, hi Erica, hi Felix, okay, thanks for joining us, right, so now, okay, I guess that we're going to start this off, okay, so those of you who have just joined me, please do help me to like and share this particular Facebook page out so that it can reach out to more people. All right, so now, okay, I'm going to share a replay. I'll be seated here. I'll be sharing a replay, okay. First of all, it's a replay from last year's exclusive workshop on Manifest with Precision, okay, which was streamed in December, right. In this workshop itself, I mentioned that how I highlighted, right, this year's crucial energy, I would say, clashes that's happening, okay. I talk about the year energy clashes. What is it going to, in a way, mean? I look back in histories and all that, okay. So all of you, those of you who have not attended Manifest with Precision, those of you who have not attended Power Up, probably this will be a good time for you to catch up on this information. Hi, Catherine. Thank you so much for supporting. Hi, Mr. Lim. All right, it's a bit late, right, for some of you here, but thank you so much, no doubt, for joining us. So now, let's bring in the replay for first Manifest with Precision, which was in a way recorded December last year. 2025, all the monthly pillars. Remember, I show you during the mid-year talk that why next year is so crucial, because when we work out, okay, the monthly pillars of 2025, okay, you can see that every single pillars here, we see a clash between heaven and earth. Now, I have no time to go deeper, okay, into what clash means or whatever. But those of you, you know. First of all, if you're a beginner, you just understand when it comes to clash, it means something is not smooth sailing, right? It is chaotic. It is not comfortable. It is not easy. That's a clash, okay? So if you see 2025 here, okay, and to the next slides, you will see that all monthly pillar have a heaven and earth clash. Either heaven clash earth or earth clash heaven. Entire month. Now, entire year, you see, this is between a tiger, a wood and wood and earth clash. This is wood and earth clash. Now, this here, okay, even though you see this is earth, okay, the dragon is earth and this is metal, isn't that a producing cycle? No, we're looking at the chi, remember? The energy of that particular season. Now, this is spring season and spring is wood itself, okay? So, this is the spring season. The chi of spring is clashing with the metal chi. And then you come fire and metal is a clash. And then you come water and also fire is a clash. Earth and water is a clash. Wood and also metal is a clash. Wood and metal, another clash here. This one you see is a fire together with the autumn metal chi. All of you following? So there is a clash chi that is going on as well. And of course, November is water and fire. And you have earth and water in December. And next year, January, even though it looks like pure earth pillar, but this is also the winter water chi. So this is water and earth and water is also a clash. So therefore, you understand here and see that in 2025 is crucial. And you can see that coming. You know, even that's why even mid-year when, US elections is like still, like in a way not at its brim yet. I've already talked about it in and of course and enclosed, okay, with my students. I told those of you who attended the Tarot Blueprint, one look, you will know that Donald Trump will win. Okay, we've already said that openly, okay? Donald Trump will win because that in a way puts you into, fulfilling next year pillars of clash. Right? Because next year is a year of chaos. You need things to happen to create the chaos, all right, in order for this to, to materialize. Right? So therefore, it is not surprising at all that he will win the election. So now, okay, after looking into this, you say clash, it means like heaven and earth clash means chaos or whatever. So now, okay, we go deeper into this, right? Because I've shared about this. We look back into histories, okay? We look at into histories, okay, of the certain events that is so huge, so crucial that it becomes one of the greatest events in history of human mankind. All right, you look at, okay, the Great Depression. I'm sure many of you have heard about the Great Depression. The world went into an economic crisis, the whole entire world. The worst to date, okay, that happened in 1930. Okay, so if you see here, 1930 is a Geng Wu year, a metal horse year. Now, the whole Great Depression started in 1929, October, which is a dog month. Now, remember, those of you who are practitioners or senior students, I always say that next year's snake energy don't start next year, February 4th. It already started by this year itself, whenever the Yi wood came in Yi High, which is November last month. It already started. Why? Because it awakens the snake. Remember, that's how the energy flows. So you see, in 1930 Great Depression, the chi of metal horse don't come in by February 4th of that particular year itself. It already been started. Whenever you have a combination to that year itself, okay, or that element appears by the end of the previous year, the chi already comes in. So you see that started in October, which is a dog month. And dog month, yin wu shi, is a pulling of the horse. So when you see the dog month pulls in the 1930 horse energy, it's when the beginning of a Great Depression. Are you following? All right. So if you look at this, oh, now I see Sally Forrest. Okay. Yeah, she's one of my stress factor. Okay. Making me, yeah. Yes, she's one of my, when I see her, I was like, I need to make sure that I am ambitious enough, okay, to make sure that she continues on to join in, right? I'm joking. Thanks, Sally, okay? So now, if you look at 1930 Geng Wu Year, okay, look at the monthly pillar that we have laid out here for 1930 Geng Wu Year. Can you see that these are the years that represented by 1930? Now, when you look at this, okay, you can also see that throughout the whole entire year. Can you see the pattern of the Great Depression when it happens? Can you see the patterns that's happening in that monthly pillar? It's a similar incident. It's a similar energy. When it happens, every month in that pillar is a heaven and an earth clash. All right. Now, not enough, because we see when it comes to metaphysics, it's meta science. It's like a science. You need more experiment to come up with a conclusion. So what we did is, okay, we have to go and dig deeper, do more research, delve deeper into major catastrophic sort of like history to humankind. Then we have the deadliest flood in history. Okay, the deadliest flood in history itself that kills, that happens in China. Search about it. The deadliest flood in history, if you search, it will give you the flood that happens in China in 1931. Okay, that kills millions of people. Flood. Okay, millions of people happens in 1931, which is a metal good year. Now look at, it happens somewhere in the middle, okay, of metal good year. Now look at what is a metal good year energy like. So I lay out every single pillar of a metal good year, and you see that these are majority of those pillars are clash as well. Can you see? Okay, all this, okay, if you're practitioners, you'll be able to see. If you're first timers, you don't know what's a clash, then just trust me. Whatever that we have circled, it means a clash. Okay, right? But practitioners, you can tell for yourself. These are all the clashes, and that particular year itself, okay, up to now, it is still in historical mark, okay, of the deadliest, okay, I should say natural disasters or flood that have happened in human history. Okay, 1931, which is a metal good year. Then after that, okay, you will see that, okay, World War II. World War II, in a way, started in 1939, September, Rooster month. All right, continue on. Of course, okay, it peaked where it spreads into affecting the world itself in 1940, okay, onwards. And 1940 is what? A metal dragon year, Geng Chen, okay? And metal dragon year, Rooster in 1939, remember? Rooster dragon is a pull. So when the rooster arrives, it already pulls in, okay, the dragon energy of 1940. And then we take a look into all pillars. We have to lay out every single pillar in World War II 1940 pillars, okay? And when we laid it out, the pillars look like this. Can you see the similarity? You know why I am so, I wouldn't say excited. I would say 緊張啊. You know, when I say excited, I'm not sure English does it interpret as like happily excited. I'm not happily excited, but I am very, very, in a way, anticipating to share, anxious, yes, anxious to share all these informations with as many people as possible. That's why we have to give this particular session as a free session, okay? So that more people can know about this. Somehow, 緣分, synchronicity. If you're connected to me, you get to know this information, and I really hope that you get yourself prepared for it, okay? And those of you who are practitioners, you get your clients prepared for it. And that's how we spread the light. That's how we spread more hope, more light to guide more people and help more people, okay? So that people can overcome whatever that's upcoming, okay, in 2025. So when you look at the World War II, you see a similar pattern of energy, all right? And then we move further, okay? We move further, okay, to what? 2020. Every one of us experienced this. This is no longer, of course, it's history, but it's still new, right? Every single one of us are affected by this. Millions of people in the world died because of this. The whole entire world went into a lockdown because of this. And it happened. Officially is what? Metal year, right? 庚子 2020. There's an officially world, in a way, affected by it. But it never started in 2020. That's why it's called a COVID-19. Because it started in 2019. When in 2019? It started in December, okay, in China. All right, right in Wuhan in December. So what is December? It's a red energy, remember? All right, and red energy 2020 庚子is also a red year. So the red on that particular year came in December 2019, and that is the start of COVID-19. And then it picked up in 2020, it cripples the world in 2020, 2021. Understand? So when you see this, so what is this particular pillars in year 2020? This is what you get. All right, and all these pillars is patterns. It's a repeat, okay? So 2020 pillars of repeat, it will repeat next year. The same particular pillars, all these pillars of repeat, right, okay? Next year, you will also, in a way, be affected by this pillar. Because in 2025, you will have a set of pillars that's also the similar or the same pillar as 2020. Can you see? Because we only have 60 pillars. So every 5 years is a repeat. Now you see, coincidence or major catastrophe, okay, that happens, either it is natural disasters or human-made or whatever you want to claim it, okay, or a pandemic, most of it happens during a heavenly stamp of a metal year. Now, those of you who are seniors, practitioners, okay, remember I mentioned about the 5 elements. Metal elements represents what? Karmic. Remember? Metal represents karmic. It's karma thing, okay? In Chinese, we call 天收啦. Okay, 天收 means it's like heaven punishing me, okay? Right, so all this major, massive thing all happen during a metal year. And all these years itself is the years that you will have all the pillars going through what? Heaven and earth clash. So therefore, you see, next year, 2025, already we can sense the energy coming in 2024 because it doesn't just suddenly pops up like that, okay? You can sense it gradually coming in. And then one big bomb, it drops on you. And by the time it drops on you, it will be too late because most of the people by then will be like, in a way, surprised and shocked by it. That's why we need metaphysics. Metaphysics is something to help us to tread carefully, to see before it comes, to prepare ourselves, to get ourselves ready for things. It's not about promising us empty promises to make us feel hopeful that, oh, we can be rich or we can, but it's like really waking up and smell the coffee, okay? This is what's happening, what you need to do about it. Get yourself prepared, okay? And everyone is different. There are almost 800 of us here, okay? Every one of us given the same information. Some will take action, some will not take action. That is a choice, okay? But what the purpose of metaphysics, okay, is we want to know about it so that we can take precautions and take necessary actions. So when we look at 2025, okay, it's also all clash. Now remember, I've shared this before. It's all published in 2024. You see that there are already articles that bankruptcies are on the rise. It's already there. Right, and I say, okay, I cannot pinpoint exactly which year, which I promise you next year during the power up, I will share with you, okay, right, many of you have signed up for the power up, okay, I will share with you. By next year, I did a deeper calculations to see based on hexagram and the period 9 hexagram, which are the crucial years, so that you prepare which year is that bomb going to be dropped. So that you know when the bomb is going to be dropped, you can plan yourself and prepare how are you going to, in a way, spend your money. Because your money is your bullet now, right? You spend it way too early, okay, you wasted your bullet. You fire too early, you wasted your bullet. You fire too late, okay, you get no shot. Okay, you shoot at nothing, okay, because every target has been shot by others, all right? You need to precisely fire on time. That's why manifest with precision. All right, so you've listened, whatever that you've listened earlier on is actually a recording last year, Manifest with Precision workshop that happens in December. Before we get into this intensity of these 2 months itself, all right, that are the things that we've been shared. And I've shared those information even during the mid-year talk last year itself, that this year is so crucial due to the heaven-earth clash that is happening, okay, ongoingly happening. Ayaka was asking, no, Alice was asking earlier on, okay, Alice Wong, will this Facebook Live in a way be able to replay later on, right? It will be able to replay for a limited time period because now Facebook have a new policy that they will take down any videos over a stipulated time. Okay, so those of you who are watching the replay, right, it will be good for you to in a way watch it as soon as possible, right? So when you look at all those bankruptcy that is already picking up since last year and this year onwards, especially second half of this year, you will see that more of all this intensity will happen. Because in Power Up early this year itself, I did in a way go into detail sharing about the period 9 Li Gua hexagram, every line by line, and we have already in a way since last year says that not that another recession is coming, but a potential of Great Depression, all right, is actually on the way. Looking at the trend of how a Great Depression has happened, okay, after the Spanish flu, okay, right back in the 30s itself, okay, after the Spanish flu, and after that, plus minus 10 years later, the world goes into a Great Depression. And then eventually the world goes into World War II. And if you look into that as well, now I'm not saying that we will go into a World War III, because in the modern world, the context, the world, the environment is no longer the same as the time that we lived in previously. But there is a potential of another types of war, okay? Technology, tariff war that you're talking about, all these trade wars that you're talking about, okay? AI war that you're talking about, that is possible, right? So we've talked about that, and after that, okay, when we see into the Yao line and the text of the hexagram of period 9 itself, right, we also in a way share in the particular workshop of Power Up to see which are the years that is a crucial years, which are the years where the transition of power and also the transition of wealth, the separations is going to in a way start. Of course, those of you who followed me enough, I've always talked about period 9 that the separations will start as the rich will get richer, the poor will get poorer. Now, what I want to focus on today is the outlook of the March hexagram, how it has unfolded, okay, in the months of March itself, all the way up to April 4th this year, okay, which is just like a week ago. And all the, what we call the Liberation Day, the tariff things that has been announced itself, it falls all under the March of 2025, okay. So therefore, here I'm going to share with you, okay, part of the snippets of a recorded outlook of March hexagram of 2025, so that all of you can at least have a look of what it's going to be. And later on, I'm going to share about what about April. What is April all about? Okay, what are we expecting in April itself? All right, so now here to the March outlook. Now, a lot of times we use harsh restrictions, parenting, right? In a way, ultimatum, is this or that, okay? Or you can say in terms of work, sometimes businesses, bosses and all that, it use harsh restrictions. Or it can be governmental things. Governments use harsh restrictions, okay? Throwing ultimatum, right? It can be like in a way between governments and governments using hard restrictions, okay? I'm going to do this, do this, do this, or else. Okay, I'm going to remove this out. I'm going to raise this. I'm going to do this. All these are hard restrictions. But if it's a bitter limitations, means it's all the excessive or hard restrictions, suggesting that overly rigid limitations can be detrimental and should not be maintained. It means if any person, based on whatever they think they want to enforce, and they still in a way stand firm to enforce using the hard way, then the possibilities is it can backfire and it can lead to detrimental, okay, outcomes of situations, of things. So if you are superior, if you are a boss, if you are a parent, if you are anyone above other people, ask yourself, what sort of limitations are you enforcing? A bit of discipline is good. Everyone needs that. But overly discipline, overly force, it will break the stakes. Okay? So this is the part that we have to, in a way, remind ourselves. All right, okay, so once we look into that, that is a March outlook. It's just a snippet of it. And we see that unfolded in March itself. When we see it's a play of power, we see, of course, it's like the political issues, a lot of enforcement, a lot of restrictions, a lot of limitations, a lot of this or that sort of things has happened in March, right? And that this one we already witnessed. But the thing is, when I look back into the recordings which I shared in January about the outlook of April, I see that whatever that's unfolding, and I want to share it here, is because now the market is very unstable. It is ups and down. Those of you who actually attended the Power Up 2025, you know that. How many of you here in a way attended Power Up 2025? We in a way analyze, okay, into the charts and into the hexagram and into this year's particular outlook itself, right? The big burst, that bursting, that downfall is going to happen somewhere towards the second half of this year, right? Anyone here who has attended Power Up 2025, can you just let me know, show of hand here, just comment onto the Facebook comments itself so that I know some of you are here. Remember, we talk about that. We talk about the beginning of the year, especially April onwards. Things might look tempting. April, this month onwards, things might have the tendency to look interesting. Okay, something that might in a way, interest us. Something that might in a way that allows us to see it as a window of opportunity. But whatever it is, remember, okay, the sustaining thing, whatever that you see might not be sustained long term. Means that whatever that you see, right, the temptations, something that lure you into the 5 poisons. We talk about that. The aversions, the greed, the attachment, okay, the ignorance and the jealousy. Once anything that lured into that, by August onwards or second half onwards itself, this bubble will burst, okay? Chances is we will in a way fall into something of a karmic loop, of something or a punishment that we created ourselves. All right, so therefore we pay attention to April's outlook, which I'm going to share with you now, right? Pay attention to the details, how you derive all this information, what does it mean, okay? And then after that, we'll come back as a reminder, what are the things that we have to remind ourselves to do or not to do in April and the months to come. All right, so here to the April's outlook. For those of you who have just joined us, remember, please do help us to like and share this Facebook Live so that it can reach out to more people. What you are about to listen to right now is a recording of a workshop that I've in a way, right, shared in January, that is Power Up 2025. So this is the breakdown of April outlook. So here you go. I want to do all this in one separate video for you all. It's easier, okay? And then for April, now April, the text hexagram statement here, it says that translation is peace, Thai. This is the what we call 地天Thai, okay? The earth, heaven, peace hexagram or social harmony, okay, whatever we call it. So it says that Thai or peace or harmony. The small departs, the great arrives, good fortune and success, okay? So what does it mean by this particular hexagram here? 地天 means now you have earth on top, heaven at the bottom, right? So earth is yin, heaven is yang, right? And now you see that when earth on top, heaven at the bottom, it is peace. Peaceful means what? Because it is meeting. In a way, right? Let's say heaven on top. This is how it's supposed to be, right? Earth at the bottom. It is separation. Remember the fire, water, 未濟已濟, okay? The not yet completion and also accomplishment, right? When fire elements is going up and water elements is going down, okay? So if you have a water below and fire on top, forever it will not meet, okay? The fire continue to go up, water continue to go down, not in harmony, right? So this one is like heaven continue to go up, earth continue to go down, also not in harmony, okay? Because the energy, one is going up, one is going down. So the harmony will come in is when earth is on top, heaven is at the bottom. Why now? Because the heaven energy is going up and earth energy is coming down. So you meet at the center. That's why we get harmony. 天下太平. How to say? Meet each other at the middle point. Okay? Right? Somehow there is a middle point for both elements to meet harmoniously. That's why you have a Thai Gua, okay? Or a peaceful hexagram, 11. Now you see that in life itself, right? Okay? We always go through peace, right? In a way, harmony. And then the next moment, it becomes chaotic, obstacles, obstructions, okay, challenges coming in, okay? Then after that, probably sometimes peace, harmony. You see, this is a repetitive of things. And this is the what we call the law of the universe. Nothing is peaceful forever. Nothing is chaotic forever. It just comes in and out, in and out, in and out. Why? Because hexagram 11, okay, is Thai or social harmony or peace, okay? And hexagram 12, okay? Hexagram 12 itself is what we call an obstruction hexagram, okay? We talk about this, obstruction hexagram. All right, so now, okay, obstruction hexagram means it's like Tin, Day, Pei, okay? Tin, Day, Pei means it's like in an obstruction, all right? So whenever you have the heaven on top, this hexagram, hexagram number 12, and then on the earth at the bottom, it means obstructions or a stagnation. Why? No one is meeting in between. The heaven keeps going above, the earth keeps going below. Separation starts to happen. Okay, so therefore, this is an obstruction. Now, in life itself, right, we continue on between peace and obstruction, peace and obstruction. So how does it happen? Now, you see, this particular hexagram here, this is peace, right? This is social harmony or peace. Now, this is Kun Gua on top, Qian Gua at the bottom. Now, you repeat this hexagram here. Kun Gua on top, Qian Gua at the bottom. And you repeat again another hexagram over here. Kun Gua on top, Qian Gua. Let me push this away. Qian Gua at the bottom. All right? So it's continuous peace, 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 or harmony, Thai, Thai, Thai. Okay? But if you look at this, if you look like this, this is a peace hexagram. When you look like this is what hexagram? This is obstruction hexagram. Okay, this is pay already. And then after that, you look at this is peace again. And you look like this is obstruction. It goes on and for to and fro, means on and off, opposite of each other. Okay, one is peace, the other obstruction. One is peace, the other obstruction. Can you see it? You understand the pattern? So therefore, after peace always comes obstruction. And you will continue on to be in this loop again and again and again. And it happens to the world, it happens personally as well. One moment you're at peace, the next moment you are like yelling like a crazy bitch, okay? Because someone has triggered you. And next moment you're at peace. And then something triggers you again, all right? So in life, it's continuously like that, okay? So in order for us to understand this hexagram, now we see that, okay, the translation here is, peace, the small departs, the great arrives. Depart means what? This is internal. This is external. What is going on the external? Going out on the external? Yin. What is in the internal? Yang. What is called small departs and great arrives. The great means like, in other words, this can refer also to yin is small. Yang is big. Heaven is big, earth is small, comparatively. So here you can also say, right, in some of the contexts, they say small people, big people. Or in Chinese, we call 君子 or 小人. 君子 means noble people, big people. Small people means petty people, 小人. Okay? So here it just means that the small departs, the great arrives. It means that this is a month where we look into what? Filtering our small people. Every one of us has a small people inside. The pettiness, the fear within us. All right, and as long as we can maintain that quantity, being that big people, that magnanimous soul, okay, then it will be good fortune and success. Okay, so we have to ensure that. So the thing is, like, you see, when people like go into like, how to say, cursing, swearing, taking revenge, okay, like talking bad about this, talking bad about that, all these are considered small people. Pettiness, because a real big person or quantity do not go around spending time in a way spreading rumors. Okay, seeing into other people's or gossiping into other people's or trying to hear gossips or whatever. Remember the 3 essential for this year and up to next year, the 3 period 9 essentials here of the opening of the portal. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And you know this will be triggered one. You just have to have awareness. You see on social media, every single thing, people need to comment something there. Even though it might not be the truth or you don't even know whether it's the truth or not. Okay, and these things will in a way amplify. That's the 5 poison. More and more people will be in a way triggered to it. But this one, social harmony, reminds us, let the small departs, let the great arrives, good fortune and success. The interpretations here, Thai, this particular hexagram or peace. This hexagram signifies harmony, balance and prosperity in all aspects of life. Okay, then it says that the small departs, the great arrives means this suggests positive transformation, negative energies fade while greater fortune, opportunities and stabilities increase. releasing whatever that no longer suffers, that is based on fear-based. Release it out. Okay, now if you see this, even though it's social harmony, do you think that April is going to be a very peaceful time or a peaceful month? No, the hexagram tells you that month needs to cultivate this particular hexagram. So it doesn't mean that that month is going to be a very peaceful or very harmonious month, you know. It just means that that month itself, okay, we have to learn how to not let all these small, in a way, energies, petty energies, small people, in a way, integrate with our internal self. We cannot allow it to penetrate into our internal self. We have to, in a way, make sure, remember the previous months is boundary. We have to maintain the boundary to ensure that this yin elements stays outside of us. Okay, right? And it will keep on coming in, creeping in, okay, in order to trigger us, to make us feel like them, think like them, or act like them, or speak like them. They will trigger us. This is how the poison seeps in. Okay, so they will trigger us in such a way. But here it says that, okay, as long as you keep on allowing the small to depart and the great arrives, you maintain all the nobility within you, okay, it will be a good month for you. Success and prosperity will maintain with you. Then they say kat hang. Kat hang means what? Good fortune and success, a period of smooth progress, harmony, and positive developments. So this particular month is a test to test how many people cannot maintain that greatness within them. How many people falls into all these petty little things that will be triggering you from the outside. This is the boundary. These are the outside. These are the inside. Can you allow the outside noise in a way impact you on your internal voice or your internal decision or your internal beliefs, right? That is crucial for April. So the key interpretations here represents a time of stability, prosperity, and harmonious growth, okay? It suggests that the energies of heaven and earth are in perfect alignment, allowing abundance, success, and peace to flow freely. Yes, for people who are in balance. But people who are not balanced, which majority of the 90% of people out there is not, okay? So it will be risky. So overall, you can say that also April seems to, in a way, paint you what? Paint you a very, how to say, hopeful month. Okay, April month seems to be like, wow, everything is just nice. The timing is just nice. It looks like a very hopeful month for you. But you have to look for the upcoming months, okay, which I will share with you. The upcoming months is not as hopeful. Okay, so remember this year, the worst thing is on the external, sometimes it looks very good, until after that, a sudden downfall, especially towards the second half of the year. Remember during our annual astrology talk, we talked about that. Even during our calculations, okay, of this particular power up, also we talk about that. Something can just suddenly burst, okay, and somehow in a way affect a lot of people. So the hexagram describes a golden period where obstacles fade, relationship thrive, and opportunities and expansion arise. Generally, this particular hexagram is say-so. But in this year, you have to be careful because this can be something in disguise. Remember, the serpents are coming out. And this one in April itself is the dragon month coming to the snake month. All right. Dragon month coming to the snake month itself. Okay. It means that it can give you all sorts of what? All sorts of promises, hopeful things. Because the snake itself, first half of the year, remember, it's still very tempting. Everything looks good. It paints you a picture perfect. So in April itself, right, it will also paint you that picture perfect. Everything looks extremely good, right? This is the ideal time for building strong foundations, whether in career, business, relationship. You can build it, but be careful with your investment. Anything that due to the 5 poison, remember, greed, attachment, ignorance, jealousy, all this will come backfire, especially second half of the year. Okay? Because when you look at the hexagram, once you enter second half of the year, the hexagram change. Okay? Right? It has a lot of change immediately. Up to April and all that, everything still looks like, in a way, good. Okay? Social harmony, all this is like, in a way, it still looks like peaceful. It still looks perfect to you. All right? So therefore, this one, you look into it, in social harmony, time is also what? Now, you cannot achieve externally peace when you do not have what? Internal peace. So by April, it is a good time to check with yourself. Do you continuously have internal harmony? Or do you always have conflict within yourself? This is the best time for you to check on that. For people who always have internal harmony and peace within themselves, no matter what are the external conflict, no matter what petty people say, no matter what the news or the rumors out there, it won't move you even an inch. It won't move you. It won't trigger you. It won't affect you. It won't fierce you up. But if internally you have a lot of all these seeds of fear, okay, of doubts, of like in a way like anger, of frustrations, of jealousy, okay, of greed that's going on, external just needs to trigger you a bit, okay, you will act as if like in a way leashing out all these internal poisons within you. Okay, so this is a month to again remind us of our internal peace. How much peace do we have within us, and how firm are we with that? And we, all of us, will be thrown with what? A lot of temptation. All the external are all yin, the internal is yang. So the yin external is like, imagine the external is yin, it can be represent small. Yin and yang external can represent darkness. Yang can represent light. Internal you have light, but external is all darkness. Are you allowing this darkness to slowly penetrate into you, eats up within you, okay, and eventually turns you into darkness as well? So this is a crucial month of that test. So a lot of times you will see that people will be tempted, people will see a lot of like in a way hopeful opportunities, okay, everything looks very promising, all right, and people will start in a way investing into those promises, right? Again, this is what I see from the hexagram. We will see, because we have not gone through the year, okay, so we will see, right, whether or not these things will really happen. For me, I always look into the hexagram and the wisdom of the astrology hexagram to guide me along. So sometimes you will see that, oh, everything, the news and everything looks like, wow. Sometimes it's like, wow, it's very tempting, it's very good. Oh, this one is like bound to have like this shares, or this is good, or Bitcoin, this cryptocurrency, whatever it is. You will see April, these things will be heightened. Okay, a lot of all these things will come. So we just have to ask ourselves, okay, right? Yep. And that is the outlook of April. All right, if you pay attention to it, okay, when I share based on the hexagram itself, all right, I'm not sure what's going to unfold, okay? I'm not sure whether is it going to unfold this way. But looking at the things that has happened, probably you can tell as well. Now, April, it looks promising. But again, it is in a way repetitive between hexagram 11 to 12, 11 to 12. It means social harmony or Tai, right? Tai means peace, okay? And then after that, obstruction. It means one moment up, one moment down, one moment up, one moment down. And that's exactly what's going to happen in the market as well, okay? You will see that the market is like one moment, it goes all the way up, and then the next moment, it plunges all the way down, and then the next moment, it goes all the way up as well. Now, normally during times like this, okay, a lot of times in a way, people who might be in a way triggered or in a way lured in by greed, it is the best time. This is the best time for us to make that big bucks, especially if you're an investor. Now, if you're an investor, you will know how to target the market. But let's say if you are a mere gambler, gambling your luck, right? Seeing that the things are going down, and then chances is it will go up again. Now, the possibilities is there will be a risk that you might be taking. All right, so these are the things. And then from the hexagram, it says that, okay, clearly it says that Xiu Wang Dai Loi. It means that the small departs, the big arrive. Now, this is in a way that says that in this month itself, we have to try in a way to remind ourselves to always be the big person. 君子大人, right? In Chinese itself, there's always a 大人 versus 小人. The big people versus small people. The small people is where we call, it's like the persons with pettiness, the persons who triggers a lot of like, in a way, disharmonious amongst things and stuff like that. And in order for us to flow through the month itself, we have to act as if we are adults. We have that big person, okay? We have to act in a way of calm, of grounded energy, and also with wisdom. Now, when we see that happen, I just saw a news, okay, that is like appears, I guess it's like a Singapore paper or something like that, okay, that like one of the commentary to China, how they actually in a way handles or deals, okay, with the US tariff hike itself, okay. In a way, this is the original, all right, news, and this is actually the translation. So translated out of the original news itself, that the China response is they dismisses the US tariff hike as a joke and will not engage. Now they are not engaging anymore in all this hike, okay, because they have set, okay, their retaliation, and they will not engage anymore. And it says that China as an adult or big people won't play with children, which is the small people. All right, so we can remove this, right, and bring back to the background. Now, this also sees that you can see, probably some of you will also see that there are some news, okay, of like some people from the States, okay, right, if I'm not mistaken, the VP, okay, the Vice President of the United States, makes some comments, okay, or comments. Now, we are not here commenting anything political. It's just for educational purposes that we see, that I personally see that it falls into the, the wisdom or the warning of the hexagram of this month. It says that, okay, whatever it is, try to refrain ourselves to behave like a small person. Try to behave like a big person as possible. And I saw news, I'm not sure how true is it, but I actually saw videos and news that mention that as a political person, it uses like words like, right, peasants, okay, right, it in a way address, okay, like in a way China as peasants or a country or like peasants and all that. Now, generally as a term, okay, using terms like this is not a big noble term, okay, it is not wrong. Everyone has a free ways to say things, all right. I say it's like crazy bitch all the time, okay, right, but the thing is, when it in a way merges into this month itself, it already says that people will react like a small people. People will trigger everyone and everything like a small people. I'm sure not only China has been triggered, a lot of businesses out there has been triggered with that sudden, in a way, as in like hike of the tariff, and then suddenly, in the pause of it, a lot of people are affected, a lot of people are triggered, and this is what we mean by the small little actions that's happening on the outside. Now, how to handle it means that, okay, how to handle it means that the internal side needs to be yang. The internal sides need to, in a way, behave like a big person, okay, nobility. Then you see, it's like how, okay, these interviews, okay, with the China's foreign ministers and all these things, you see the way that people respond. Every words and every single words itself, it is responded with care, okay, and like, in a way, very careful words that they use over it. So when I see this itself, right, okay, it actually, in a way, shows, okay, their energy, okay, of social harmony. And also, now after social harmony, hexagram 11 is hexagram 12, is obstruction, okay, which is like, in a way, it is chaotic, nothing is pushing, okay, it is like, in a way, something get hindered. So I see the transition between these two particular hexagrams itself is actually taking place right now, right? One moment is a go, the next moment is a no-go. One moment is a high, the next moment is a no-high. One moment is an up market, the next moment is a plunge, okay? So these things will continuously happen throughout April. So for those of you, okay, if you are investing into the market now, unless you are a seasoned, okay, or a planned, okay, investors, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you are, in a way, subscribing yourself into, or else you have to be very careful. Now remember, many years ago, I've been, in a way, urging everyone to collect gold. Remember that many years ago, I've forgotten when did I started, how many of you here, okay, actually listen to me, in a way, asking everyone. That's why I took out even the small pieces of jewelry and all that, okay, I, in a way, take in pieces of jewelry, right, and also sell it so that collect on gold. Gold is the next thing. When it comes to like moments, and you see moments or time like this happening, gold is the one thing, okay, that we should be investing on. It's not the trade markets, it's not the cryptocurrency, it's not, in a way, on currencies or whatever. It is gold that you have to, in a way, pay attention to. Right, and for these few years itself, we have been, in a way, dealing with wholesalers of gold, with designs and other things. And I personally realized, even recently, I was with my client in Australia, and I mentioned to them, I was observing the gold market for the past few years. And the past 2 years, right, 2 years itself, especially last year, okay, all the gold wholesale market are not doing well. They are not doing well. All the retails of gold, they are also not doing well, right? I can see, because every time when I go to Hong Kong, okay, when we look at all this particular wholesale, when I go into China and look into the wholesale of the gold itself, right, you can see that the wholesale business are not going well. In fact, it is so bad, okay, that they say that it's only a fragment of the sales comparatively to the years before or previous years. But one thing we observe is the gold price keep hiking. steadily year by year. Right, what I observe here, it means that there are some players behind the scene, right? They are quietly, in a way, buying gold. Right, there are big players who are buying in golds, okay, behind the scene. Therefore, even the retail market is not doing well, that you can see the price is hiking and hiking steadily over the years until this month. If you look at this month itself, right, okay, search about it on your internet, right, this month in April 2025, gold has actually reached its all-time high, record high in gold price, okay, right, when gold price in Malaysia was still 199. Oh, that was some time ago, all right, okay, yeah, that was some time ago. Many years, I already asked, yeah, okay, I remember, okay, so I started asking everyone, also you remember the price at Ayaka, okay, right. All right, you check about the price now. The price now is like in April itself, this month, the gold price has actually high into an historical high price. It's an all-time high for gold price in many, many years, okay? So we will see the trend of all these things happening is like, you know that people are dumping, in a way, currencies. People are not holding onto currencies. People who are playing into this market, they know what to hold, when to hold, and when not to hold and release. So therefore, this one is to share with you. Now, if you're steady investors, there are many investors guru out there. I'm not an investor, okay? I only focus on metaphysics. I'm not diversing my energy into any other things, because everything requires energy. Everything requires energy to focus in, to analyze in order for magic to happen. I cannot be calling myself a metaphysics practitioner, sharing all this information where else I spend most of my time for personal gain or looking into the stock markets or looking into the gold market. But I see all this trend, I call out to you. Let's say if you're an investor, okay, right, you invest cautiously, especially towards the second half of this year. Somehow from the hexagram, we have shared it in the power up, okay? Do not allow greed. Do not allow that sudden greed or attachment, that search of the 5 poisons of the snake, which is opening this month onwards, okay, to in a way lure us to do something drastic that eventually we will get ourselves burnt. Right, that is the message I want to highlight to people who has an affinity to come across this post, okay? Right, if you're an investor, of course, I assume you know, right? I suppose, not assume, not suppose, but you know. If you call yourself an investor, you know the market. You know what you're doing. You know what you're investing in. You have done your homework. You calculated into it. You do your studies, all right? By all means, I would say that this is indeed the best time, right? These few months itself, especially, it is still the best time to look for windows of opportunity. It just opened up. It's like just 2 days ago when they announced the pause of the 90 days tariff itself, the 90 days pause itself, that is the first window of opportunity. If our investors sees this coming in, right, they will already make some money out of it. People will have made money out of it, all right? But the thing is, if you are not an investor, you do not know head over tail. You just know that as if that it in a way smells like good chance of making money. You have to be very careful, okay? Because the thing is, we might not be fast enough for these poisons to kick in. Now, that is the message I want to share with you, because I know personally, right, myself knows people who likes to do the market, who likes to do the share market, who likes to, in a way, trade in the markets itself, right? And in a way, this is crucial. This is like the moments where it is so filled with ups and downs, as you can see from the hexagram. One moment is up, one moment is peace, one moment is like, in a way, social harmony, and the next moment is obstruction. Totally, it comes down, and it will continue to be on like this for the whole entire April, all right, month itself, which only ends in early May. All right, so I just want to call out to you, if you are investing, be cautious of your investment. Be very careful. Do not fall into greed. Do not fall into that sudden spur, okay, of a moment to make that quick bucks back, because the chances is, okay, you might fall into the trap of the 5 poisons and you might get yourself burned. So that is actually the message that I want to share with you. All right, so it is USD 3,002 now. Yeah, okay, right now gold price up more than 50% if bought 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, you'll see the trend, because you see, when we do metaphysics, the purpose is when we look into, I know, you know, right, some of my students, right, I even calculated beyond 2030s, okay, even after 2030s, year by year, look at the trend, look at the energy, how it flows, then we summarize the thing to come to a conclusion, right? Since last year, I've been calling out, right? In a way, looking at the hexagram, there will be another Great Depression coming or something similar to it. It might not be called a Great Depression, but something similar. It's not only a recession, but it's a Great Depression. My Power Up students, I mentioned this even again in this year's Power Up, okay? I mentioned this in last year's workshop of Manifest with Precision. So the thing is, all this is for us to get ourselves ready, prepared. And next year, those of you who attended 60 Jiazi with me, you know that next year, 2026 and 2027, highly, extremely crucial year. These are the 2 years it either makes you or break you, okay? Right, those of you who attended 60 Jiazi, you know about this. Now, if I have a time to, in a way, collect more information, more contents, I might come up with a workshop targeting only on 2026 and only 2027. Because out of the 60 Jiazi analysis, those of you who attended, these are 2 special Jiazi, okay, which is not the same. No other 60 pillars are the same as year 2026 and 2027, and it happens for a reason. All right, so my message here is just to, in a way, call out to all of you here, okay? In a way, be careful of the market. Remember, the yin energy or the small people, the triggers is everywhere. Refrain our energy. If you are Power Up students, you know what you need to do. The 3 wise monkey, okay? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. All right, no point in a way complaining, joining all this internet fun, social media fun to just complain. Every moment we complain, we share certain things, we are in a way excreting our energy. Then we have to ask ourselves, what is the purpose of me doing this particular comment or complaint or post or whatever, calling this person's like bad or calling this person right or calling this person wrong? You see, unless it is for, maybe example, I'm doing this is educational purposes. Right, I share it not to say who's right or wrong. In terms of politics, in terms of metaphysics, in terms of spiritual energy, there's no right or wrong. Okay? It's so interesting. What interests me is because it's all strategy. It is all unfolding, and we are also privileged because we can witness this biggest, in a way, I would say, war of strategies that's happening right before our eyes, okay? By 2 powerful, okay, I would say people or 2 powerful entity in the world itself, they are now playing strategy game. And of course, those of you who in the way attended, okay, Elevate Your Wealth, which is based on the 36 stratagems and the Sun Tzu Art of War, you know that I personally always find that China knows the Chinese astrology. They use by that. Somehow remember when I talk about the COVID-19, in Wuhan, when it started, where they built the 2 hospitals, I forgot the name of the hospital, okay, Loi Shen San and Fo Shen San, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Why? Because these are the 2 names that belongs to hexagrams, right? Where else I checked, I was like so curious that why they have to rush these 2 relieving hospitals, remember in Wuhan, in December 2019, just right before Chinese New Year in January, right, 2020, they have to rush out before Lapchun, before coming of spring. These 2 particular hospitals, if you can in a way search, those of you who knows Chinese, they search for the name, and I searched the entire Wuhan, and I asked one of my clients who has a business in a way, okay, that is based in Wuhan, the hotel that's based in Wuhan, there's no such thing as Loi Shen San or Fo Shen San in Wuhan. There's no such thing. But they named the hospital that. And from that moment, I realized that every moves that they do, every, I would say, strategies that they do is very, very connected, okay, to the hexagrams, to the art of the Sun Tzu Art of War, to the strategies, and to the Chinese astrology. Even up to now, you see how they defend, how they react, how they in a way knows that, okay, this is it, I'm not playing with you anymore. In April, I stopped playing. Okay, this is the fix. No matter how much you want to hide, do it. Okay, right? In a way, I am focusing. Remember, social harmony is all about building foundations, a good success, a good starting development. And the next thing is, you hear, okay, the president of China meeting all the leaders in different parts of the world. First, it meets with like the Spanish, okay, right, in a way, leader. And then we have also news that, okay, he is, I'm not sure, correct or not, correct me if I'm wrong, right? If I'm not mistaken, he is actually in a way announced that he's making his visit, right, to Malaysia, to Vietnam. And I'm not mistaken, it's Cambodia as well. I have not verified this news. I have to check over it. So if you know if it's correct, then please share with me so that I know, because I have no time to verify it, but I saw the news. You see, when other people are playing all this, like in a way, like name callings or whatever, it's not wrong, okay? They have all the rights to do so. You see how they move on their strategy game, right? They expand their social harmony, right? They expand out, okay, to connect, to build the foundation, to build a new relationship or collaborations. Whatever that is stated in the hexagram of social harmony or Tai Gua, okay, for the next, in a way, upcoming, I would say, power or long-term progress of things. All right. So Georgiana, is it correct? I'm not sure. I saw the news. You know, I've been busy, crazy busy. And now after this, I have to pack, okay? Tomorrow, we have to go up, okay, to Bukit Tinggi. There's a corporate training that we have to do. We have to stay there for 3 days, 2 nights, right? But yet, I feel that I need to do this Facebook Live, right? Or else I wouldn't have the time to do it. I want to share with you, okay, the learnings, the reminders of this, okay, right? So it is true. So it is true that it's going to Vietnam. I'm not sure whether it's going to Malaysia, but I saw it's Vietnam, Malaysia, and Cambodia, if I'm not mistaken, right? And he has talked to, in a way, the people of the Thai, the representative of Thailand or something like that, okay? I need to verify that. But if it is true, it means that it is deploying social harmony, okay? Social harmony itself, okay, in a way, it's all about what? Building the foundation, the new foundation, the connection, all right? The harmonious relationship foundation, right, with people, all right? So therefore, what excites me is when I see all this Chinese president to visit Vietnam from April 14 to 15, to visit Malaysia, Cambodia from, okay, so I assume that every one of you say it's correct. I assume it's correct, okay, right? Because to be very honest, I have not verified it. I've seen it, but I'm not sure how true it is, okay? But thank you for verifying with me, all right? So thank you so much, okay, to all of you, okay? Right, this is available. I'm not sure nowadays Facebook, it will take it down. I don't know, maybe eventually if they see that I talk about US, I talk about China, they will immediately take it down, right? So I really hope that you can help me to share this out so that I can reach out to more people and watch it as fast as possible so that you know exactly, in a way, what is happening, what is bound to happen, how to prepare yourself, okay, and how to, in a way, like, you know, I've started talking about this for so many years, okay, but how many people, in a way, actually paying attention, okay, to my sharings, right? I'm asking people, pursuing all my students, collect gold, keep gold, buy gold, okay, right? Because that is the upcoming thing, right? Of course, I personally, in a way, buy some also lah, okay? Now, seriously, not a lot. I won't waste my energy or, in a way, deter my energy. That one I assured you, right? If you see that I don't even own a good car, I own a 30 over low chair, okay? Very, very old car. To me, my life and soul is all about Chinese metaphysics. That's my focus. I just want to research more into this so that I can share, and that's my purpose as a teacher, to share with everyone so that you can take precautions, you can know what to do. This particular, in a way, subject can help you, okay, to thrive in your life itself. And that is my purpose. My purpose is not into like ultimate business guru. I'm not a business person. I do not know how to invest, seriously. All right? But the thing is, I know how to calculate all these things. I hope that whatever I've seen, I share with you, it can help you to do your preparations, can help you to transform your life, and can help you to seize this moment of opportunity. The golden, I would say, frame of opportunity is this few years, all the way up to 2027. All right? So I really hope those of you who attended all my classes before, right, 60 Jiazi and all that, you know what I'm talking about. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much, again, for tuning in tonight. I know it is late, okay, but I really, really appreciate there's so many of you here coming on live with me, okay, and sending all the emojis. The love really keeps me awake, all right? So thank you so much. Wishing you all the best. Stay safe. Keep well, all right? Bye-bye. Good night.